Message.
You have a message? What's your message?
And dead new love.
And dead need love. Wow, that's interesting.
Message.
You have a message? What's your message?
And dead new love.
You're not playing another time.
And dead need love. Wow, that's interesting.
And the dead need love. Hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Nicole, Katrina, Candy, Paranormal Walks, hello, Michelle Grimmer, Tracy Dover. If you like that little short, put an interaction up. And the dead need love. How about that coming through from the ether? The Transcend Theory app really shows some amazing things coming through from the ether. Hello, Candy. Really shows you like the emotions and things coming through from the ether, right? Coming through from the spirit realm. There's still a lot of feelings coming through, you know. It's pretty amazing stuff. One of the main reasons why, you know, I still really enjoy doing this research, you know, documenting and showing everybody these things coming through. Well, how's everybody doing? You know, midweek here. Just wanted to do a little live stream and talk about some things. Haven't really been doing much. Still going through all the video from New York. My cat's mom, hello. Kentucky, let's see, where Kentucky Cats Lady? Where are you? Somebody said hello. Oh, okay, I see. Katrina Johnson, I see. Okay, I got you. I thought I was missing somebody. I thought I was missing you in chat somehow. I'm like, how am I not seeing you? But that clip you just seen, that was made from some of the video I took from New York. I did release the first part of that, and it's available now for members. It won't be public on Saturday though. Pennsylvania had very bad weather yesterday. Yeah, we had some too. Again. But one of the things I guess I wanted to talk about were just some of the changes that I guess some of the changes that I'm going to start kind of incorporating of some of my filming. And I think it really started with some of my filming in New York. And it has to relate to a lot of the changes that have been occurring this year. With just this year, just the intensity of this year. I don't know, like I said, I know everybody's been watching the content this year. Man, it's just been, things have been crazy this year. The EMF energy, the intensity, everything's just been like no other. Johannes, hello, how are you? But yeah, it's just been like a season so far, like no other. And that's led me to where I've just been really like aware of the evidence and things that have been documented in the videos. And one thing that I've been aware of is the evidence. And I've been really aware of trying to preserve the evidence more. Like I've been really, I've been wanting to make sure that I do a really good job, the best of my ability, to preserve the evidence, you know, like, and this is something I did with New York. I tried to very minimally make cuts and edits in my filming. And I've done that before, but it was just mostly it was for the sake of time. You know, where like say there's just times where dead time in filming where I would make cuts because a lot of times there, you know, nothing's going on. And oh, hello Becky, how are you? First time here. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, there's just, if you've ever done this type of thing, even if you've never filmed it, you know, like there's a lot of patience involved. You ask questions and usually you try to wait. And in that time, that gap, there's a lot of waiting and a lot of downtime. And if you're filming, you know, you're usually not trying to document this downtime that you know, experience, right? So usually just try to like cut out these pauses and this delay. And I've done that a lot. But it never was like meant to like try to hide something or be deceitful. It was just in the sake of cutting out dead time or time where nothing's happening, just for the sake of trying to, you know, like show the eventful times of things happening. But in the event to make sure that the evidence and things that are happening are, you know, trying to be documented fully and to show you. I sound like Darth Vader. um, oh, oh my goodness. Do I? Oh, you know what? I apologize. I actually think I have I think I have a voice editor on that automatically comes on. Okay. Hold on. This is embarrassing.
Okay. Now, do I sound like the real me? Damn, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I have like a voice mod thing that I would try it out, and I wasn't aware that it like automatically just turns itself on whenever it comes on. Wow, so like this whole time I was just like trolling everybody, wasn't I? So you want me to start over with the whole stream again? Uh, all right. Now I don't know if I can recover from that now. Oh goodness. Wow. Was I convincing though? Not even realizing that I had a voice changer on this whole time? Oh goodness. Wow. All right. I don't even know where the hell I was at now. Uh well, I know I was talking about editing. Um yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, I was talking about how I was trying to like preserve, you know, the evidence, and I was talking about how you're gonna see the edits in the videos. I'm not gonna be making like short time cuts anymore. I'm gonna really just leave. I'm gonna leave it intact for the most part, as much as I possibly can, and you're not gonna really see those like crunches anymore. Hey Sue, how are you? Yeah, you're gonna see that throughout most of the videos from now on. You know, I might stop and pause from time to time for like taking things out of my bags and stuff like that. But I do make it a habit of like if things start happening, I will start recording and just let it roll while I'm doing that. So I will make sure I do that. Um, but hey, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot, how are you? But that's one of the things I mentioned that you're going to see. So you will see the camera rolling a lot more, and you won't see the time cuts anymore like I used to do. And I just want to let you know. All right. Thanks, Johannes. I appreciate it. So, and you will see that in these videos from New York. You're going to see it run. You're going to see, you know, you're going to see it pretty much raw. You know, you'll see us talking a lot when we're walking and things like that. And I do that a lot. You know, in the past, I've done that a lot. And I did it because if things happen while we're just walking, I want to have the cameras rolling in case something happens. And in the past, I did do that, but I used to just cut it out if nothing did happen because it was just kind of like in my eyes, it's just like it was just on in case something did happen. But for the most part, nothing happened. And then it was just like dead time that would just get cut out because nobody wanted to really watch the ground or watch just the woods for, you know, a walk. So that's how I saw it. But now I will leave that in, and you'll see, especially in the times in New York where things were, you know, were captured. So that, and also I was going to talk about a lot of the new equipment too. You know, I did pick up quite a bit of new equipment this year. You did see some of it, the Flux 2, which was a really interesting piece of equipment I just used in the last video that I dropped. Kind of like a REM pod, but it did fill a gap that I was looking for, something for interaction that could give me a better way to communicate. It's kind of like a REM pod. It's motion sensitive with also like temperature sensitive, and it's made with like multiple side interaction, and it has like a red and a green side, and you can correspond red and green to correspond with like two different variants of questions to get two different kinds of answers now. And in that video, you did see that it did seem to work really well. So it seems to be working well. And I did use it when I was in New York, and you'll see that work out very well for the interactions I did in New York. And I see that working out very well in the future too. I did pick up a new REM pod, which has some new features to it. It has like musical interaction, which is something neat that I was looking for, and a EMF pump, which takes like a 9-volt battery and actually converts it and expels electromagnetic energy outward, converts it and puts it out into the environment. I'm going to start experimenting with that. I got a new IR camera that shoots in full spectrum and is zero light capable. It's made specifically for ghost hunting and no light situations. And I use that in New York, and you will see me using that in New York. I did test it out there. So I want to say hello there, Goods Auto. Hello. Let's see. If you guys do have any questions, drop them in there. Also, drop them in the chat. See if I missed any. If you missed it, I'm going to have to rewind this myself and watch the beginning and hear what an idiot I sound with the voice changer on at the beginning. JW, I'm reading what you said there, Sue. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what I sound like though with the voice changer on. That's funny. I'm actually I think I might have to get rid of this stupid voice changer because I'm not a fan of that. I didn't realize it automatically just like starts up, and anytime I use a microphone it just automatically starts the voice changer on without me needing to turn it on first. Well, yeah, so this Saturday though, the first part from our New York trip will be available. It'll be public. For the members that join, which starts at $99 or $99, no, 99 cents, sorry, a month, you can see you could see the first videos or the videos that I release. You can see them early. I usually drop them on Wednesday. That first part is available now. First part of New York trip is out, and that was that was interesting. It was nighttime filming. Pretty interesting video. I think I did make some shorts. You'll be seeing shorts drop too. Hey Eric, how's it going? Out in Michigan? Cool. I'd like to come up to Michigan, man. Michigan seems like an interesting place. You know, I think it's the water. Having so much, having so much water around you. I've always been kind of interested in what the land's like, you know, the history of the land and the energy. Hi, Nancy. Oh, when will we go to the caves? You know, I haven't been there yet this season. So Actually, I wouldn't mind going back to the caves. I've talked to the cameraman. Maybe we can make a visit there sometime soon. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Nicole, how are you? I did make a pretty funny little short. I'll have to show you guys this. See if you can. Oh, LIB, what's going on? I was just about to show this short, LIB, the one that I sent you today. I'd like for everybody to see this. I'd like for you guys to see this. I think you might like this one. Let me get this one. Let me get this one together. I think you'll like this one. You might find this one entertaining. Bear with me for a moment here. Almost there. All right, here we go. That's strange. Yeah, I was just talking over here, see if I get any interactions. And oh, there's a squirrel, flying squirrel, just come down right here. Yeah, there he goes up the tree, and there goes another one over there. Yeah, he's right here, right there on this side. Nope, he went around the other side. Yeah, he's on this tree right in front of me here. This one? Yeah, he's like right up about midway, but he's on the other side. He's hiding.
Twice.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, twice. Yeah, that's twice. That's funny.
That is funny. Right. Twice. Oh, that's their nest.
Yeah, that nest up there.
Look at them go. This is so cool. I'm watching this.
We were locked in on that squirrel. Yeah, another fun little interaction we had when we were in New York. Mike and I, we were pretty entertained by those flying squirrels. But yeah, what do you? Let me know what you think about that. Is that you guys out there in the woods when you see squirrels? When you're out there just hanging out, do you get distracted by stuff easy? You got ADD? Seems like everybody does. But to my credit, I think I usually try to catch, things catch my eyes. So I think that's kind of what I do anyways. Yeah, I know. You were happy to see those squirrels, Mike. Yeah, that was a great time. We definitely when we left, we made the right choice. Made the right choice to leave. We left around 11 p.m. right at the midnight hour to get out of there. We had smooth sailing all the way back. Traffic was no problem getting back home at that time. Yeah, Sue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a mix here. Yeah, those ones were just small little flying ones there. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll definitely have to make another trip there again, LIB. We'll have to make another trip there again. Some interesting that the Teepee Village was a very interesting place, man. Very interesting place. And I'm excited for everybody to see the video from what we documented there and the things that happened. Some pretty exciting things. I'd like to get with Brian too sometime. Brian seems like a pretty interesting guy. When when I get to the video, the second video, I did put a link for Brian too. I can't pronounce it. I can't remember the name of the place, the location that's part of his channel, but sound like an interesting place too. That's the place that you guys investigate. The forest was watching. That's the one. That is the one. That's the first part for to our trip. Like I mentioned, that'll be public on Saturday. And if you were thinking about joining the membership, like I said, it starts at 99 cents a month for the paid membership, and it is available to watch now. And if you do join, it's monthly at 99 cents a month. And you can always as part of that, I do give early access to all the videos for whenever I drop a new video. I always give all the members access a few days early for that. But it's available now to watch for the members. But ask Mike. He'll tell you, man, something was in a tree, was moving around, and the eyes are crazy. Some of the craziest like eyes that I've ever seen. We got closer, you could see them. They turned, man, it was crazy. You just got to see it. Mike, thank you, Mike. Yeah, Mike. Mike rejoined. Thank you, bro. Oh yeah. Well, we're going to Hillview Manor. That was something I think I was talking about before I got embarrassed about the stupid voice changer. I think that's where I was going, was Hillview Manor. That was that's going to be June 22nd. June 22nd. We're going to Hillview Manor. Yeah, I think we would. Brian was cool. I did like Brian. We talked a little bit. We'll definitely, I think we would mesh well for sure. Hillview Manor is a place we're going to be going. The Cameraman, Junior, and I think there's a couple others going with us. And we're going to be investigating that place. That is a real famous place, real mainstream too. I mean, big time crews have been there. It's a real famous place. Hillview Manor in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. I'm excited to go there, especially try out some of this new equipment I've got there. I've watched just about every crew has been there. I've watched their stuff, and I've watched a pretty consistent line of how people have interacted, and I kind of noticed things that nobody's really done. So I think I have a certain type of method that I'm going to try that I don't think anybody's ever tried there before, to see what kind of interaction I can get that might be different. So I'm curious to see what will happen. So, stand by and see what happens. And I'm curious to see what happens. So I can't wait to show, what kind of results I get from that. So that should be really interesting. And I'm excited for that. Hi, Lisa. Hello. Sue, it wasn't large. It definitely did not seem. The thing is, now here's what's strange. The eyes did not seem large. They definitely didn't seem small. Okay, but they weren't like really big, but they definitely weren't small. So I don't know, you just want to put it somewhere in the middle. But this is what blew my mind, is I hadn't really ever seen eyes like it from all the other kind of animals and things I've seen before. And every angle we got and all the lights that we put on it, even all the way up to, like, say, I think we got as close as 10 feet to it, 10 feet to like distance from the trees, even though it was up in a tree, we could not see what it was. And I've never had that happen before. I've never once could not see what was there when you could see eyes were there. This is the first time I've ever had that kind of experience, which was strange. This is why this was so strange. And I even said, like, it's that some of that is in the spoiler when you see it at the beginning. And I literally was like, one of the first times, like the phrase, like the trees have eyes. That's literally what it was like. Like the darn tree had eyes, and it's really creepy, but really, really interesting and neat. You know, it was a really interesting experience. It was one of the first times like something like that ever happened. You know, like we were all around and we were getting lights on it, red lights, white lights. And I mean, it was clear as day. You could see the eyes. The eyes had they were looking at like you could say normal horizontal, and at times it was like vertical. And no matter which angle we were at, and no matter how many lights we put on it, you could not see a figure in the tree. No matter what, even as close as we got to it, you could not see a figure. And the eye, like coloration, seemed hard to make out. Like you couldn't tell what color they were. It was, you guys just got to see it. You know, you take a look at it and maybe somebody could have some input themselves if you've ever seen anything like it before. Yeah, Nancy, definitely excited for it. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, not even a shadow. Yeah, there was something. Two orbs. Well, that's hard to say, Nancy. Like, I don't know. I mean, I really believe those were eyes. I mean, I guess I can't say for sure. I can't rule out they were orbs. I mean, I guess it's possible, but from the distance, it moved like it definitely looked like something had it looked like a head from a distance, like they were moving, like it was moving like a head was moving. And then when we got closer to it, at one point it almost looked like it just stopped moving when we got close, like it just went still. And when it stopped moving and we got close to it, we could not get an actual shape of like anything that was there. There was like we could not get an actual silhouette of what was up there. We couldn't see anything there. It's me, Karen. Hello. An owl. That's, you know what? I mean, my first guess was an owl. That's kind of what I was thinking because like it looked like it had turned sideways, you know, like 90 degrees from the way that it was looking, like it went like horizontal or vertical, but I couldn't see a body. And that's why I was like, how can we not see a body of what it is? And the eyes looked at when we got closer, they looked way bigger than an owl's eyes. So there was another thing that kind of made me think it wasn't an owl. It's weird. When you see it, you know, maybe you can get a better idea when you see it. Yeah. Yeah, I said it'll probably make more sense, or you can get a better idea when you get to see it. What's really weird, this is really something neat too. I at one point when I seen the eyes from the distance, and as I moved several times I asked, um, who's there? Who are you? I could see your eyes, and it said us came through the transcend theory. And I said, us, okay. And a second time I moved and I was looking at the eyes and I was like, who's up there? It said us a second time. And I was like, oh, wow, just like before us. I was like, that's interesting. And then I asked, what should I call you? Who are you? What do you want me to call you? And immediately said soft one. And that felt like that was connected. And I was like, soft one. And I was like, that's really interesting. Like it felt like it was meant to actually tell me that's who it was, soft one. And to me, I got this feeling of like it was an animal. And I immediately said, are you an animal? And I thought that something to that name, soft one, was meant to connect to it. Like it was actually telling me its name was soft one. And then a third time, I even asked, I was talking almost like not necessarily asking it directly, but I was like, wow, who's up there? What is that up there? And it said us again for a third time. And I was like, wow, I was like, this can't be, a coincidence. Like it almost felt like it was using the transcend theory to communicate again. It's us that you're talking to. Not necessarily saying that it is the, whatever it was that we were seeing with the eyes, but something was like answering as I was talking. Oh, I think the cameraman's here. Let me bring him on in.
Hey,
Hola.
hola. How you doing, brother?
Talking about the eyes in the tree.
Oh,
And you want to hear something embarrassing? Wow. I don't know if you were watching, but guess what? Guess what was on when I started my stream for about 2 or 3 minutes?
what was that?
My voice changer.
Oh, nice.
Until chat told me that I sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, that's great. That's gonna live on forever.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
set up the phone here. There we go. Is it echoing or anything? Whoa.
No. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's echoing yet. You don't sound like Darth Vader
Cool.
either, so
Yeah, I don't have chat or anything on here, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything, but hello, hello, hello.
hello. Lisa
Can you
said
hear me?
hello. Yeah.
Hello. Oh man, just got
Oh,
back from that hike. Holy.
yeah, I joined you for a little while. You did a
Yeah.
little hike earlier.
Yeah, that
Checking
eye
out
sound was
some
kind of
locals.
weird, man.
Oh yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Hello,
And it was weird
Diane.
because when we put the light on it to see what it was, you couldn't see anything.
All right,
There was
I was
no
just
body,
talking
no
about that.
nothing.
All
Yeah.
right. That's what I'm saying. I've never ever have seen that. Anytime we were, like I said, there's times where we had distant eye shine, right? Like we couldn't tell what we were looking at far distance. We couldn't see it. And then there were times we could see it and we could make it out. But anytime we were able to get like as close as we got to that, right? Like
Yeah.
it was in a tree and we were able to get at some point to like 10 feet from the tree and look up. Anytime we were able to get that close, we could see what was there.
Right.
This we couldn't tell. We could not see what it was.
No, not at
Mike's
all.
here. Let me bring on LIB. All right.
LIB.
Oh, that was
Hello.
fast. What's happening?
What's up?
Oh, Jack's here.
Chantel.
What's up?
Hello, Chantel.
Chantel, how you doing?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll stay for long, but
That's cool. I'm glad you guys managed to make it. I know we've been live streamed out.
yeah, I did a long one today with friends.
Bill.
Yeah. So, Mike, did you catch part of my live stream where I was Darth Vader?
No.
No, you didn't catch that?
No.
My voice mod was on automatically, and I didn't realize it for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, no way. No way.
Everybody said that he sounded like Darth Vader.
Yeah. Chat
Oh,
finally.
yeah, that's pretty funny. I've heard it before, but not on. I didn't see it on here. No.
That was great.
Let me mute myself and clear my throat.
I have to edit a donkey head on me. It's me, Karen says hello.
Hi, Karen.
Everybody says hello to you guys. Chantel, Goodens Auto.
Goodens, get a hold of me if you could. Send me a message on Facebook. I need to chat with you for a minute.
All right.
Yeah, those eyes, man. I caught them. They'll be up on the video tonight, part of it.
That's right. Yours is dropping tonight.
Yeah. Like I said, you put the lights on it and there was nothing. We couldn't see nothing at all. And then you take the lights off and there's eyes.
Yep.
Yep. That was strange.
Yeah,
Very,
and you
you
were
know,
right up on it too. I got video of you right up underneath it, looking, and you're like, "There is nothing here."
as frustrating as that was, you know, as far as like, you know, it not being something that we could figure out, it's also kind of satisfying in certain
Correct.
Mhm.
ways, you know,
Correct.
because it goes to show like that's like the part that shows, you know, when you're telling people like there's something there, like, or I just saw something or whatever, and like, or like I see eyes and they're like, oh well, that's an owl, or oh that's a raccoon, or that could be this, and it's like this is a clear, like, in your face, this is not
Nothing.
anything explainable, you know.
Yeah.
This is not explainable, and you could, once this video drops, whatever. Like I've been holding mine back. Yeah, I mean, I challenge anybody. Send it wherever you want to whoever you want, because if there's an answer to be found, we'd like to know. You know, I would love to know if there's
Absolutely.
an answer to this, but I don't think we're
Yeah.
gonna get one.
I tried and tried to look up what that could be. I was thinking some kind of owl, maybe,
Yep.
but there's no body. There's nothing.
No. Yeah,
There's
because
when
there,
you zoom into
those,
it, there's no hole in a tree. There's nothing.
no, but yeah, and the thing about it is those particular trees are like those grapevines and like that nesty type stuff or whatever. Um, we don't have anything like there are particular birds that do, like there are particular owls and some birds that literally will sit in a tree and look just like the tree. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like almost
Right.
almost identical to it, and you can't tell unless you
No,
know it moves its eyes, or you know. But um, yeah, I know it wasn't anything like that, but I'd like to leave it open to everybody.
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Sue, T Mac updated us. Everything went good from what he said with his surgery. So he's recovering pretty well, and
He'll be back out with us around
right.
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. So should be good.
Looking forward for him to come back out with us.
Yep. No reflection from the light. Interesting. Yeah. Usually you could see the light reflecting back. Yeah. That's why it was so unusual, because, like I said, this was like the only time I can remember where we had the vantage point to see it, and we
And there,
couldn't
yes,
make
Right.
out something. Just
and
what looked like eyes.
well, I remember when we were walking, we were like getting to that point where you could make a right or kind of look, you know, stop and look left. And I wanted to take you guys down that way a bit for certain reasons, and then we never even went down that way, like further deeper in that way. But I remember saying to Jack, I'm like, whenever people come in here, I'm like, they seem to be drawn to this area. I'm like, you know, I'm like, usually something weird happens, or like sometimes people say they see things here. So I'm like, so he, you know, goes and turns and looks, and I mean, it didn't. Maybe a minute didn't go by before I don't know which one you saw first, but I think Mike was when Mike had that red headlamp on it. That's when I find, because I couldn't see it. I'm like, where? I was looking way lower. You know, I was looking way lower,
Right.
and then whatever that thing was way up there, like way up there.
Right. Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, Mike seen it first, and because he seen it going through the trees, I believe it was.
Yeah, I thought it was a light at first, and then after
Mhm.
I saw it reflect a couple times, I realized it was glaring like eye shine, and then after I
The
moved, I realized it was eye shine.
Because the footage, when you're looking at it through the camera, sometimes it'll like eyes. I'll notice like eyes. If you're looking at something with eye shine, sometimes like the camera blurs a little, and it'll blur the eyes together to the point where they look like a light almost. You know, it almost looks like one light. So you really got to get steady, and like that's,
Yeah,
I think, the
zoom
problem
in
I
too.
was having.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can zoom in, that helps too.
Right.
T Mac, he hurt his shoulder. I can't remember what it was that he did. I think he just
He fell. He fell
he
out on
fell.
the hut
That's
with
right.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, he fell.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous what we do, man. Especially getting back there far.
Thanks,
You
Big
know,
Mama.
it's definitely not easy.
Yeah. Yep. Some people sit in a cemetery. Yep. Some people think that, it depends on where you're at, on where you get replies back from the devices and things like that. Everybody speculates on how and why you get those kind of replies. Hi, Robin.
Usually those people that sit in cemeteries with ovuluses and stuff like that are people who haven't really had anything happen yet. Like it's usually the people who are still like, or like rookies or whatever you want to call it, right? Because the longer you get into this, you realize how kind of risky that is, Or if you're going to do something like that, you really need to go in with the proper protection. And I'm not talking about weapons,
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, because you can get attached real quick. And
There's
you never
too
know
much.
what's going to
Yeah.
answer you back. Right.
Yeah, there's too much there that's like looking to lost souls really that are looking to attach to something.
Right.
Well, red light, they're more comfortable with red lights. I noticed that
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
red lights seem
Mhm.
to red lights reflect eye shine better, and that goes back to why it's a hunting light, because it seems like hunters use a red light, and I think that has to do with like a multi-purpose reason. I think it's animals that they hunt that see in like a gray spectrum, like a black gray spectrum, cannot see the red spectrum. So they're basically using a red light. They can't identify that red light when they're hunting for them. So basically, it's like you're able to see the animals you're hunting and they can't see your red light. And then the red light does seem to make the eyes reflect a little bit better than white light does. But then again, sometimes it can vary. Sometimes a low white light can give you a certain kind of reflection sometimes that can also do it a little bit better. It just depends. Like Jack will do that. I don't, Mike, I think you do it sometimes where you like can use the low light where you
Mhm.
shine down to the ground, and it will illuminate in a way that will show eyes too. I just kind of got in a habit of using red light a lot, and I think especially after the whole Jellyman incident really opened up the door for showing something that to me it made me wonder is the whole reason why that happened was because of that light spectrum exposed it, you know. So that would kind of open the door for why I started using red light a lot more, and I kind of stuck with it a lot from that.
I also like to use UV light and the blue light on the one that we have, the Marauder. The blue
Yeah.
light is similar sometimes to a UV light, where it picks up different like lighter colors, like white moss on a tree, like that kind of color. So I do like to use that color too for certain things. Um, but a UV light is a lot of fun, and you do capture a lot of different things that you might not otherwise see.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
another
Robert.
thing I suggest is if you're going to use the night vision, to try using the infrared flashlight, because that thing is real. That's a lot of fun in the woods, like a lot of fun. Using the
Yeah.
psionic with the infrared flashlight,
Yep.
because you can't see it with the naked eye. You know what I mean? And then as soon as you go through that, look through that, you see how bright that thing is working.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost the cameraman.
He said he was.
Yeah.
He said he needed a minute. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like if you have like the IR cameras, that's like the one that I just got. I was talking about that Phasm camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's an IR camera. It's made for no light,
Yeah.
and it has an illuminator that's made for it.
That's really
And
special. Like I think
yeah,
that's really special because like the night vision, if you're in complete darkness, I mean absolute darkness, it doesn't really work. It needs at least like 1 lumen to take from. You know what I mean? From somewhere. It doesn't have to be a bright light or anything. It could even be moved, but it has to be some sort of light for it to take in and use. So that's why I think that Phasma, that camera you have is really cool. Like, you're gonna start to capture, I think, things that nobody else will.
Yeah, it's it works really well even without the illuminator. It has a really good like low light lux rating on it, but the illuminator helps a lot, and it's also full spectrum, so it does have UV spectrum built in,
Mhm.
and the illuminator has a UV bulbs in it, so it will illuminate even in the UV range too. So it has the combination of both, which is really cool. And you saw the pictures that I took too, which people will see in the video when you get to the second part too. There's a really interesting picture that everybody, when you see it, you're probably going to be pretty interested in it too. It's I caught, and you've seen some in the past, and when I took full spectrum photos in some of my videos, you've seen some cool things that seem to come up in that UV range. And I captured, I think, another one that you might like that I picked up with that camera.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
let's see. What
yeah.
got here?
I have my
Let's
thoughts.
see.
I have my thoughts,
Um,
but I don't want to dive in until you show it.
have you ever had a female out there with you? There's been a couple occasions. My cat's mom, I've had some females out with us. Um, I I know like the cameraman and trapper have had some really like memorable, crazy encounters when they've had like I think Trapper's wife was out with them on a couple hunts where they had, I mean, really some crazy encounters that they told me about. Um, the ones that I had, I can't say that they were like really noticeably different, but um, I've heard that there can be for sure.
Yeah. I mean, when I have like when Elena goes out with me, it seems like she's a magnet too for stuff, and she's had a lot of her own, like that were separate from me, and then stuff when we're standing right next to each other, witnessing the same thing too. I don't know if that magnifies it or not, but yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of put the same protective layer over
There
whoever
we
I'm
go.
with.
A little bit better, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Let's see,
You're just
Sue.
grinding, huh?
Are you talking about like lower resolution, maybe, Sue? And I know Jack's talked about that before too, and I'm kind of on the ropes about it. I'm not sure. I mean, it almost seems like I could see how there could be something to it, but then again, it's almost like to me, it's hard to really validate because when you're talking about low resolution, it's like, you know, I'd have to really look and I'd have to try it out more to really verify it. But
It it it
I've heard about it.
It can, like what she's saying. If she means what you can do is like pan really fast with your camera and try to
Hmm.
catch something, like instead of like like just go and try and get it. But um, then what you could do even with that turning, because it's a blur, you could take it and really slow it down. But I've done it in the way past, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And I had a lot of people helping me back then, like on the subscriber side, that would dissect the videos and take like almost all that work home with them and like do it all for me necessarily. But yeah, it can work.
Thank you, Diane. Diane, just
Thank you,
Nice.
Diane.
appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think when you do the pan technique, that's like a technique where when you do that acceleration, it brings the resolution rate really to like a real low resolution.
Almost
Yeah.
you almost don't get anything until you stop. Yeah,
Right.
but
Okay.
there are people that swore up and down that when they freeze frame during that turn, that they freeze frame on something. And that's up for debate, I suppose, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the UK you're talking about, Jack, that they were doing some experimenting with that.
Yeah.
You get very afraid watching you in those places. You know, it's weird. Like, I to me, it's so like there's such a curiosity, and like I don't get too afraid at times, but I tell you what, West Branch, I generally have a fear of West Branch when I go there. And I think Claim 3, but Claim 3 calmed for me. At first, especially after the sighting of Jellyman, I think
Mhm.
I had a fear there at first, but it calmed. But
Yeah.
See,
still
yeah,
West Branch for me, I still have a fear when I go there. There's just something about that place.
yeah. I think everybody's gonna
Bob?
like that spot that we went through the last night. I have a fear of that place to an extent. When I go by myself, when we were all there, I didn't have a fear. You know, maybe
Mhm.
I don't know why. Maybe it was just a different situation, but there was still a lot going on. I mean, something happened to Mike directly. We that rhythmic knock in the distance. I didn't capture it on video, but that was, I mean, that was just so
Yeah.
like. And I
I
don't
got
get.
some
I almost,
EVPs out of there that were strange too.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yep. And then, you know, like I said, I don't want to give away too much because it's pretty exciting. I think it'll be more fun to unfold in the video for everybody. But you know what happened to Mike? I was standing right next to him, and that was really cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of good stuff, man. Like really
Yeah.
that was a pretty loaded time, man. Really like and again, all everything to me, I still stick by it, and it's always been the case. I think all this stuff and all these experiences happen because of of us.
Yeah.
I think it
Oh yeah.
really is us. I think it's
Yeah.
the
It
environment.
sounds.
It's like a 50-50, man. And I think and it's us
Manifestation.
is the reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's a manifestation. Yeah,
Yep.
and
It's a
and then
manifestation.
there's also like people call it being tagged, which is kind of true. Like, you know, once you're in it, you're in it. Like how Trapper was talking the other night about how he was just on a normal hike, right? But he heard something, and that's kind of what it is. Like you know, they treat you differently once you're. It's not necessarily like you're tagged, but they know who knows what's up, kind of. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that's my saying. Once you see it, you can unsee it. Once you have your eyes locked on
Yeah.
it and you know what's going on, you'll see it in your yard, you'll see it across the street, you'll see it in parks, you'll see it driving because they know that you know about them. That's how I believe it is.
Yeah, that's why I try to be in that those structures that I show you guys, like those ones that they do things with, like with the dead trees and bringing it in the certain stuff. You see
I can't understand you. I
Yeah.
think you froze.
Yeah, you must have run into some signal problems there, Mike.
weird.
Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. Lisa
You
just
froze
joined.
up, LIB.
Yeah, you froze up hard, bro.
Yeah, I don't believe they can harm you at all. I mean, I believe some can, but I believe there's a law. I know I beat that up a lot, but there you go. You're back, LIB.
Yeah.
That was weird. I was trying to talk about something and it was like but forget it.
You want you to talk about it.
I heard you guys clear as day the whole time. I was like, all right, I won't say it.
You got some weather there? You got some bad weather?
No,
No?
nope.
Okay.
It's it.
They didn't want him to talk about it.
Did Gestapo there trying to censor you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they can harm you. I believe some can, and like humans, some will, some won't.
It's
But-
it's not worth it. It's not worth it for them to harm you because
Right.
it they know what it brings. You know what I'm saying? If
Yep.
Jack goes missing or Mike goes missing or Mike goes missing, they know what happens. Like they know exactly what that brings, and that brings a rain of hellfire of humans. And they don't want that. They don't want humans trampling through and poking around, and even what maybe even three-letter agencies that might come poking around, depending on what the situation is. Um, so if they do it, they're very smart about it. Like they're way more smart than people give them credit for. Some of these
Yeah.
cryptids, I think they get off on scaring people. I think that kind of, you know what I mean? But that's a whole different story.
Want to hear something strange? Today we were out, me and MT. We're taking a trail and we go to where we know an X is, and they had went in there, cut a tree down, and smashed that X. Now,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't say if they did it on purpose, but why would they do that? It was a big one too. It was like probably 5 of them stacked on top of each other. That's each branch. But they cut the tree down right next to it, and it landed on that X and smashed it.
Yeah, I showed it to you over and over again here, right? Over and over and
Mhm.
over again. That's why I showed it to you, because I was like, look at this, look at all this. Like this was a structure. And if you look on one side of the trail and the other side of the trail, and you see all the cut wood and stuff, and it's just in that section, it's somebody comes through, and they come through pre-dawn, you know what I mean, before the park's open and everything, and they it's somebody's job to go through, and whether they know or not that they're structures, it's their job to go and hack that stuff up. Now if you have some places, now we see they go off trail to take care of those
Mhm.
structures, and
Yep.
what that does is it's out of sight, out of mind. No, if you don't see it, if you see us talking about these things, and then you go out and you walk around and you don't see those things, oh, they're not in my area. No, they are. But somebody's going around literally, like, no pun intended, but Xing them out, so that you
Right.
don't see it.
Now this is a spot too where they get regular calls. They have to drive through there, the same place where they took the tank-like vehicle in and just started smashing trees, knocking them down, trying to chase something away, I believe. It's the same spot. So I believe they knew what they were doing. There was no reason for that tree to be cut down in my head, to land on that X and smash that X. So
yeah, what that tank thing you were talking about, what that thing has is among other things, but it has lidar, which is it's technology that sees underground, basically, and you know what I'm saying. Like
right,
lidar technology is something that's very you can't really get it. Like you can't get it good. Like right now they have like the best ones they have are like really expensive, and they're kind of like lawnmowers, and you gotta like push them up and
right.
down and back and forth. I
I would
think
love
they
to have
have it
one of
on
those.
like an iPhone app or something, but it's not good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'd love to have some of those to go over the mounds that we see.
If that, you got everything in time will, like right now, DNA tests. Why are DNA tests still through the roof? Right? You can get anything at home now. Drug tests at home. This at home. This at home. Everything is in a box at the store for cheap
Oh,
now, right? Everything cycles out except that the DNA test. There's a reason they don't want us to have them.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree
whatever.
with you.
That's my opinion, I guess. But yeah.
Oh, I agree with you. We wouldn't, they can't cut the system out.
I like that movie stuff. And you know what? Like my cat's mom, movie stuff is also pretty funny because a lot of movies are soft disclosure. Sometimes even more than soft disclosure. But there's so much stuff in some of these movies that really are answers to other things. Like even like look at
Oh, yeah.
Avatar. Like what was that movie? Avatar. when
Yeah.
they show how, like, oh, look at these things, and they plug their tail like into the tree, and all of a sudden they become the network of the trees, and it's like, oh, I'm like, look at this shit, like I'm like, I've been talking about this,
Right.
Like,
Oh,
it's not necessarily a tail that they stick in, but you know what I mean.
right.
Yep, AWA. That's what they called it. AWA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I thought Avatar
So,
was
Mike, I got Jack gave me some data. I don't know if you want to tell him here or want to wait on talk offline.
No, you can. Yeah, you can tell them.
We got the data, the coordinates and the time, the date, whatever, and I got somebody to remote view the portal, portal thing that you guys experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, and then if you guys are down, we'll do like a show after that, and maybe talk about your trip out here and some other things, including that. Maybe we could go over the data there or offline. It's up to you.
I'll be right back, guys. I got someone knocking at the door again. Yeah.
It's twice. Damn.
Data sounds good.
Well, yeah, remote viewing, like it comes back like the data. I don't know how the data comes in. I'm not a remote viewer, so I don't know exactly how it happens. But basically, it's like a blind target, right? Like I'm not giving them any information at all on anything. It's just they go in however they go in. I don't,
Right.
I'm not necessarily sure.
About it.
Yeah,
heard a little bit about it. I think it was. I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
Yeah, my friend Jessica does it amongst many other people, but the cryptid hunter, she's really good at it, I think. Anyway,
it was the what's his name? Give me a second, I can think of it. It was the guy that was the government remote viewer #1.
Oh, that's cool.
The one that started the government's project that did remote viewing. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, the one that because they had a project that he started up where they were doing remote viewing, and I saw a long interview with him and Sean Ryan where he went into really, really in-depth detail about it too. It was really interesting about how they do it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to get trained in that.
McGonigal is his last name.
I would love to get trained in that. I'm still
thank you.
I'm still working on mastering other things at the moment, so
I think we all are.
Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you.
Diane, thank you. Thank you
very much.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Ernest became a member. You guys want to go watch that first part for my video in New York. You gotta go check out those eyes, man.
And members, if you guys are members, I did it earlier, but every month you get a free milestone chat in the so go down to like the money button, and if you're a member already, every month they give you a free thing, and you can write like a free message in it and stuff. So it's another little bonus.
Oh yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I can't stick around too long.
Yeah,
but I appreciate y'all.
That was about it. I kind of wanted to talk about a few things. That was about it.
Yeah.
So
night.
That's about
1 hour, 55 minutes. Video drops.
There we go. That'll
Which
be your
one? The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. First day, first night in New York.
Okay. I don't even remember when. Oh, okay. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first out of 5 videos.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. We'll do a little Q&A after all, probably in a day or two, let it all sink in to everybody, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and
They're gonna enjoy it.
let me know. And then Montauk is Strange is the guy you were talking about earlier, Mike. You know, Brian Brian Minnick. He's got a book. It's awesome.
Great
It's
guy.
called Montauk is Strange. It seems pricey, probably the book, but it's 400 something pages. He did it himself. He didn't spare anything. He didn't cut any corners because publishers wanted him to take pictures out and this out and that. He wasn't doing it. So, or you could get an Amazon copy for like, I think the Kindle copy for like $10. But
Yeah.
George Norrie from Coast to Coast, you know, it's a radio show. He was on there with him, and he's like, "You guys got to get this book. Listen to this thing." And he picked it up and dropped it on his desk, and all you hear is like, "Boom!" it's a paperback, but it's like really thick, glossy paper.
Right. That's awesome.
It's right here.
All right, gentlemen. I gotta go. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
I'll let you
But
go.
I gotta get out of here.
Thanks,
We'll see.
Cameraman.
Like I said, video drop tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 50 minutes away.
All
We'll
right.
see y'all soon.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
All right, Mikey. I'll let
Mike,
you. I'll let
checking
you.
out?
Yeah, I'll let you close out, bro. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
You know where I'm at if you need
Good
me.
night. Yep.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Thanks for the thanks to the new members. Thank you, Johannes, Lisa, and LIB. Diane for the donation. Thank you for everyone for being here tonight. I appreciate everyone. Thanks again for hanging out, and sorry about the mishap with the voice changer. That was that was unexpected and a little weirdness, but hope you enjoyed the little chat. Look for the video coming up. Be Saturday, 5 p.m. The new video will be out. The Forest is watching. You can check out those weird eyes we're talking about. And like the cameraman was saying, I think his point of view will be tonight. I think it'll be coming up here in an hour, 7 p.m. You can see his point of view. So I guess until next time, have a good night. Thank you, everyone.